Okay. Thank you. Now I'll take questions. Please.
Hi, Professor Goswami.
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, Ronaldo. Go ahead.
Just as the electron jumps from one orbit to another and makes a quantum leap, also, as you say in your book, Quantum Creativity, we have ideas that occur suddenly, like a quantum leap. And consciousness can also expand in a quantum leap according to quantum physics. But beyond that, I have realized after studying this course for 1 year that business can also happen in a quantum leap way. This past week, I received an unexpected proposal for growth in my business, and immediately I related this as a quantum leap of materialization in local universe. You are working a long time on a project, and suddenly this project grows. What do you think? It is possible that it could be a quantum leap in business?
Yeah, there are such quantum leaps that take place in our perception of how the business are going, and that is a quantum leap. Our contextual thinking about the business has changed, but we have to be a little bit careful. Does the society take a quantum leap? It appears that we can talk that language. As a business take a quantum leap, we can talk that language, but it's always the individual that is actually taking the quantum leap. Okay, so be a little careful. The language is used all the time. We say, you know, civilization is showing a revolutionary change. It happens overnight, no, like materialism came along in the 1980s. I still remember because, you know, I was teaching a non-science course, and all of a sudden I found that the students are very not at all paying attention to all these things that, you know, it was after the summer, before the summer. Before the summer, they were very interested in ideas of quantum physics. So all of a sudden, I was teaching a group who were not at all interested. So the change came just like that. But should we call it a social change in that way? No, it's individual change that was creative, that was sudden, that was discontinuous, and then they imposed that change on others. That was not continuous. Like what happened in this particular case, a philosopher in Spain, his name is Derrida, he wrote a paper. Some people in Harvard, Princeton, all those Eastern Seaboard schools, they saw an opportunity. They were already have been talking about matter can do everything, anything, etc. This Derrida's paper was the crucial breakthrough because it showed that all the spiritual traditions are doing, they're really giving us finger pointing to the moon, but nobody can actually prove that the moon exists. We can point to something like these values, these archetypes, they point to a God, but how do we know that there is a God at the other end? We cannot. And this thesis is called debunking of the spiritual philosophy. But of course, we now have experimental data that shows otherwise. So non-locality takes care of that issue. Unfortunately, non-locality was not known at the time, and therefore, or just coming in at the time, 1982, this was in 1981. So, you know, this kind of thing. But actual change took place in a few people. And then they got together. They had a creative insight indeed that here's a wonderful opportunity for materialism to completely get rid of religion because, you know, there is no moon, there is no God, only fingers pointing to God, and that does not prove the existence of God. So, you know, that's the way to understand things. But no quantum leap in a societal level. At that level, people are manipulated. We are all manipulated into belief system. And you have to be careful. Like, am I manipulating you into the belief system of quantum worldview? You have to be careful and incisive. You always have to ask questions. Are we being manipulated? Are we being hoodwinked about these things? And this is why you have to understand at the very basics. You yourself have to have that discerning ability. That's part of, always has been the part of transformation, to develop an intellect which can discriminate between falsehood and imagination and reality. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Next question, please. Yes.